On this 2013 Jetta, the customer has complained as a rattle noise. He thought it might be a dual mass flywheel based on his internet research. I don't know if you can hear that through the camera. It might just sound like it's a diesel, which it is, but there's definitely a rattle noise there. This is the alternator pulley seized, making the tensioner rattle some. We'll shut it off and check it with the scribe. Okay, so the front of this pulley here has a one-way clutch pulley in it, and if you understand, an alternator has an awful lot of mass inside of it, and the engine on a diesel, it slows down and speeds up during its normal pulses as combustion happens and compression happens. So if that weight were not isolated from those torque pulses, then it makes the tensioner rattle, because it wants to continue moving forward when the engine slows down. So that takes up a little bit of slack in the belt, and then as the torque pulse pushes again, that slack is taken up, and then the slack relaxes and the slack's taken up. So what they put in here to stop that rattling noise is a one-way clutch. In order to check that, what you do is you reach in there with a scribe and you grab one of the fins and you pull it one way, and it should freewheel, and the other way should lock. I'm just doing it both ways. This one's seized up, as I thought it would be. I can't get it to move farther than that, can't get it to move farther than that. Now, obviously the belt will hold it one direction, the other direction it should freewheel. This one's seized up, so hopefully we can get the customers okay and change this pulley. We'll show you how to do that.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Okay, that one right there looks like it's sitting in a slot, so you can probably just loosen that one. And then there's one down in this hole right here. And then we can fold the fuel filter out of the way. You have to lift up to get off the stud, and then you can slide it out of that slot. Obviously we're disconnecting some of these hoses and stuff to get a little bit of movement. And then he'll probably bungee it up out of the way. It might be possible to get this belt off from the top here, but we're going to go ahead and raise it up to make our life a little bit easier. And we'll remove the bottom cover and then untension the belt to change that pulley. Okay, on these later cars, so the covers are sometimes in good shape still. The older cars are very rarely are. But we got a whole bunch of T25s around the outside. And this is a T45. Okay, there it is right there. We'll put a 16 wrench on it and take the belt off. Okay, he's got that hooked, and he's using a cheater wrench on another wrench in order to release it. Obviously, if you're doing this yourself, pay attention to the way the belt's routed. Okay, here's a special tool. It's in two pieces, and this part goes inside the alternator pulley right there. And the second part goes inside the alternator shaft to hold the alternator from spinning. And you see that wheel go in there. Usually you can do this with it in the car. It really depends on how seized up the pulley is on the alternator shaft. If you can't do it in the car, you have to pull it out to use an impact gun on it. So what we're encountering is, with the tool in there, this will not go in. Okay, with this tool out of here, it will. So what we're going to have to do is raise the engine just a tad in order to get it out of the way here. And I really don't think we need to disconnect any mounts or anything. Just the flex of the rubber in the mount is probably going to be enough. Okay, so we've put a jack underneath it. We're going to give it a little jack up. And up it goes. And that's probably good enough right there. Okay, so as you're doing this, what you need to take into account is that this pulley is a nut and it is screwed onto the shaft. So the part that goes in the pulley, which is the larger of the two hexes, you turn it counterclockwise, and this you hold securely without turning it. Okay, we're trying to let the wrench just sit against the mount right here so that it won't turn, and he's going to push against the wrench with a cheater wrench on it. Back on. That last time did get it. If you could show him that it's coming loose now. Okay, great. I know it's hard to see, but he is getting it unscrewed there. Here's our new pulley. Richard's R&R rule number BR549er is always compare your parts before you install them. And as you can see, that looks identical. We are using a German brand called Ina. And if you want the part number, there it is. And he's going to put a little extra oomph torque on. The rest of the assembly is the reverse of disassembly. Just want to take a quick video of the engine running with the noise gone. Every once in a while this thing will make a popping noise from down underneath, like the flywheel's popping, but it ain't doing it right now.